Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. This is a timeless reading for the collective, so whenever and however you come across this video, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. And what we've been doing every morning is pulling one card randomly from our mega deck. If you are new here to this channel, please feel welcome in this space. If you want more information about the mega deck, it is down in the description below. And we have pulled a card today from the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck by Jessica Roux. And it is in the Roman numerals, card number 29, the squirrel and chestnut representing preparation. And before we go in the book, and we will look in the book, I have not done that yet. You and I will go through that for the first time together in just a few minutes. I don't think this is going to be a really long reading. There's several messages that are coming through, but they're very short and they're very clear. No question on this one, I don't think. But I did want to get a little bit of information. We know squirrels, and they can be a little flighty. They can be attracted by the next shiny. And so we don't always want to emulate all of those attributes of squirrel. But squirrels are very diligent. They can be hoarders. So we also want to make sure that as we're doing these preparations, as we're collecting and gathering our stuff for whatever it is that we are preparing for, that we're doing so from a mind of prosperity and abundance and not scarcity and lack, right? So, because what we put our attention on, what we put our focus on, what we are paying, because it is costly what we're paying attention to, we're putting our energy into. So if we're putting our attention into being afraid, being worried about something coming up, we don't have enough of this or that or whatever, that's going to just continue that type of thing to keep happening in your life. Because when you're operating from a place of fear, that is the diametrically opposed direction from love, which is where we are supposed to be creating from. The opposite of love isn't hate. The opposite of love is fear. And we have a detestation of things that we fear. So, and that's where the hate comes in. But I didn't want to really get into that. What I want to talk about are chestnuts, because I don't know a lot about chestnuts, but I know they have been and always will be probably a very popular form of nuts. We don't see them a lot in the United States, at least in terms of being on grocery shelves, but I'm sure that there are many trees all over the United States and across the planet that are chestnut trees, and they have a lot of special significance that I was not aware of. And I don't know if you're aware of them as well, so I want to share them with you right now. Chestnuts have spiritual significance in many cultures, including Celtic, Greek, Japanese, Korean, and Italian. They can symbolize fertility, good fortune, and protection from nasties, from evil spirits. In the Celtic mythology, the chestnut tree is a sacred symbol. I will just say most trees are sacred in Celtic lore. But the chestnut tree is a sacred symbol that connects the spiritual and the earthly realms. So this is one of our conduits of divine information and messages. So very cool with that. The chestnut tree was thought to protect humans and animals at the end of the year, and the chestnut tree's gnarled roots represent new life-giving energy. In Greek mythology, the Greeks called the chestnut the acorn of Zeus, and children were said to be found in the hollow of an old chestnut tree before the stork got them and brought them to their homes. In Japanese folklore, chestnuts represent good fortune and prosperity, and they're often used in New Year's decorations. Korean traditions, chestnuts are associated with fertility, and they're often given as gifts to symbolize a fruitful union and incorporated into wedding rituals. So this is a very strong, prosperous energy. So when we first think about, and we look at this image and we hear this word preparation, we think of squirrels busily gathering their nuts for the winter, when there's going to be lack, when they're going to be hungry. And that's not the energy that this card is bringing forward. This card is bringing abundance. This card is bringing prosperity. I don't know what the book says, but that's what I'm getting with this. We know squirrels, think of them in the summer. Think of them in the fall when these trees are probably seeding. I am not sure. I did not look that part up. My apologies on that. Feel free to leave in comments if you know about chestnut trees and you have personal knowledge, or you've looked them up for us because you are just so amazing like that. But in any event, chestnuts and squirrels in general, and all forms of nuts, they're always busy gathering them. They're always doing that all year long. So it's not a thing that they are doing for the winter necessarily. If you see them in the spring, they're running around, dashing around, they're hungry. They've just woken up from, hibernation or whatever, and they are ready for some food, and they are busy. They're getting their flowers, they're getting roots, I don't know if they eat bugs, but they're foraging, they're doing all sorts of stuff. So they're very, very busy gathering. And chestnuts are always producing more fruit, always producing these beautiful canopies of gorgeous greenness that provide shelter for animals on the ground, nesting areas for birds in the air, and then the flowers, probably birds and butterflies and bees and all of those pollinators all take and can help with that process so that it forms chestnuts. So you see how this whole thing works together? It's a beautiful system. And the squirrels do their part by running around and throwing the nuts all over the place. They don't half the time remember where they've put all of their stashes. And so this is a way for the nuts to have new opportunities to grow as well. So there's very strong energy here of abundance. When we are preparing, we just want to be mindful that we are preparing and gathering all of the materials, A, that we need, and B, nothing that we don't need. I'm not interested in hearing positive and negative, good and bad, right and wrong. That's not where this channel is. This channel is all about fit. It either fits or it doesn't fit. That's it. And as you know, squirrels have no question about their identity. They know what fits and what doesn't fit. They know what their preferences are, and each one is different. Each one has their own little things that they find more pleasurable for themselves. They'll oftentimes be playful and chasing each other around, so don't forget to play. Put on some music. I have friends that are getting ready to move in the spring, and they are busy preparing and working through that preparation system right now. And they're doing it in joy. They're doing it with laughter. They're having fun with it because that's your choice. You can choose to do anything. You can choose to clean the bathroom. You can prepare for guests coming in by doing a deep clean of your house or preparing a special meal for them. There's a variety of ways that we are always preparing, and we just want to do it from that attitude of gratitude that we have the opportunity to be preparing, that we have options, that we have those nuts available for us, the chestnuts, if you will. And I'm reminded of, there was an old phrase, and again, I didn't look it up. He's a real chestnut, or he's an old chestnut or something like that. It was somebody who was very solid and dependable, and you could just, know that they were there if you needed them, just like the chestnut tree. So very, very cool. Very, very, I love this reading. Let's take a look in the book and find out. This is going to be a very short reading for the book. This is and just real briefly on the number. Again, I don't look up and find out what the difference is in using Roman numerals as opposed to Arabic. But the card number is 29. 2 plus 9 is 11. So 1 plus 1 is 2. This is a portal card. Right? Twos are portals. You have the one column on the left and one column on the right, and you are moving forward. So anything that you are in the midst of preparing for, you're getting ready to be preparing for something, you are moving. This is not a card of contemplation. This is a card of action. Okie doke. To ensure sustenance through the winter, the squirrel buries its nuts, hiding them from other squirrels and predators. Chestnuts, small nuts that grow into large, productive trees, are symbols of abundance. Together, the squirrel and chestnut remind us that careful preparation will often yield riches. You have prepared well and can expect to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Your resourcefulness and foresight will be rewarded. And 2 questions for us to consider from this reading. Am I prepared for the future? Are you prepared for the future? That's question number 1. Question number 2, have I been working hard to achieve my goals? Well, I know what the answer to that is yes, because everybody here on this channel is like dedicated to doing their best, being their best, living their most authentic lives, living with passion, living with purpose, going on that mission and accomplishing it, right? So have you been working hard? Oh, yes. And that's why I keep reminding you, don't forget to play. Turn on the music. Put on something fun. I have a playlist. I've considered making it public, but I don't know if that's kind of embarrassing, but I have a whole bunch of like pop rock and stuff that is just high energy music. I use it to exercise with, I use it to clean with, I don't use it to study with because it's too distracting. It's all tuned to 432 hertz because that's just the way that I roll. And I encourage you to do those kinds of things. If it's scent that you love, get your favorite scent, essential oils or candles, whatever you need to do to get yourself motivated, get up off your butt and get moving in preparing for whatever it is. Are you prepared for the future? You know, again, remembering we're not talking about lack and having to worry about the winter, the cold winter, and not having the supplies that you need or anything like that. We don't live in that world anymore. That is unfortunately Squirrel's world. I love that rhyme. Can I just say, I might use that for the title. This is Squirrel's world. Or you don't have to be stuck in Squirrel's world. There's something that's going to have to happen with that. That's just too funny. But that's not where you have to live. That is the 3D experience, the 3D reality, but that we are moving out of that phase and moving into the 4D, 5D experience where we understand there's always abundance available to us if we just open our eyes to look for abundance and not be looking for confirmation of lack. We're so busy trying to be proven right. Let's start proving ourselves right for the good stuff for once, right? Let's start proving ourselves right in our optimism, in our passion, in our joy, in our peace, and most especially in our love, always. So we're moving out of that 3D realm. We don't have to live in Squirrel's world anymore. But we can take those lessons and take them into that 4D, 5D, where we are now in preparation with joy, with a lot of energy to work in abundance, to work through prosperity, to work through love of ourselves, love of our lives, joy, love of joy, and love of peace. I always use those 3 as my pillars: love, joy, and peace. And they are the triangle, they are the tripod for my life in person, personally. And I strongly encourage, I'm not going to tell you guys you have to do that, but I'm going to strongly encourage you to consider getting out of Squirrel's world and moving into the place where love, joy, and peace are your tripods. So that is our reading for the day. I do hope that it resonated and blessed you. Like I said, it was pretty short, well, shorter than mine are tending to be lately, but have fun with it. Go out and play, prepare for the future, prepare for today. I like making lists. I'm a list gal. I know some people, lists give them angst, so don't make yourself do lists if it gives you angst, but I like being prepared for the day. I like doing that at night before I go to bed. I encourage you to do that kind of thing. At least have it kind of settled in your mind, 2 or 3 things that you want to get accomplished for the next day. And then at the end of the day, you're looking back and saying, did I get those accomplished? Was I squirrel, and did I get a good job done today of what I needed to do to prepare for tomorrow? So we're always preparing. It doesn't mean that something bad's going to happen. It just means we're diligent and we're working our way into being even more amazing and having an even more amazing life. So I love you. Have fun. Have the most amazing day. Be blessed. You are blessed. I love you. Namaste and ciao for now.